It's one of the globe's most famous football venues, but this crowd of 60,000 plus is gathered to watch a different type of football. Welcome to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Will Reichert has it all teed up. And we are underway in London. Kadarius Toney now to return it. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. That's caught, it's Breece Hall. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On 1st down, here comes Hall. Stiff arm success. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
He's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Hall there to haul it in. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Let's go now. Go.
Here's Milton. He takes a pop and the ball comes out. It's picked out by the Vikings, going the other way. Well, that right there is exactly how you kill some momentum. An early setback, no doubt, but the 1st time out, fumbling it away in enemy territory, that's tough.
And such a bummer, right? Because the journey was going well. You script for success, you get that ball moving, and then you're right, you just lose all sorts of momentum. Got to recapture it the next time out.
He fires one deep down the middle. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Second and 10, McCarthy. Has a man, Justin Jefferson. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
First and 10 now from the 30. McCarthy throwing here. To the right, hauled in by Jefferson. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First and 10 from the 41.
70 Lions. Let's go.
First carry here for Aaron Jones. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game. Not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's third down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He's trying to go deep again. That's grabbed inside the 30. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. First and 10, here's McCarthy. Fires right away, but incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to the air, McCarthy. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Now it's Sauce Gardner dropping him there.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Trap 60. 19 tight. Go.
On play action now, McCarthy has the connection to Hopkinson. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with first and goal. Man in motion out of the slot. Working inside the red zone. Chased out to his right. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that makes it second and goal.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. This one's caught. And a massive hit near the goal line to keep him out of the end zone.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Chubb. And he's brought down for a loss. Now a stoppage as they attend to an injured player, and that looks like Nick Chubb. Pretty important piece of that offense who was hurt on that play. 3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a fourth to try to reach that end zone. Motioning left is their running back. McCarthy to throw for it. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. Riker there to tack on the extra points. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of... Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They start out 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Here's Milton. Finds his target, Hall. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Vikings defense countering with a nickel look. 3rd down coming.
Let's go. Come 19.
Milton. He's throwing deep to the left side. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it. But it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And this is the first time he's been called on today. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And this will stick him back a ways. That punt hits and jumps out of bounds near the 14. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Now it's McCarthy. He puts some power on a deep one left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they face 2nd down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. This one's to Hawkinson outright. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Escapes the pocket. DJ Chuck there for the catch. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Michigan. That gets them a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. They've got a man in motion.
Track 60.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Fits it through the middle. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. They get 27 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
This is an excellent job, Kate, right here by the defense to deny that big play and make them earn it offensively. If they want to reach the end zone, they're going to have to scrap and fight right through them.
This finds Shark complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. From the gun, Jones gets it. And he runs this down to around the 12-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. He brings it in. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Hits the end zone for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. One after try good by Reichert. And the Vikings double their lead to 14. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Milton. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. That was Jonathan Allen on the tackle. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this. It's over. Over.
Milton now. Brought in right side. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it'll give the Jets a first down. And he sent a man in motion. From the gun, it's Hall. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. We've hit the 2-minute warning now in Britain. The Jets driving. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 47. He's on the move. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And that means third down coming up.
You know, we're so often in today's game looking for this, that escapability, and I love that. Get out of harm's way. Now you just got to find a way to make the connection on the other end.
They'll throw on third and long. Here's pressure, and he's dropped by the Vikings. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. Austin McNamara on now to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks him inside their own 10. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Looking to throw, McCarthy. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. And almost someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Sisco. And the Jets are going to take over after the interception.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. That'll make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
He drives this down to the 8 before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Finds a man right side. Touchdown, New York! Anders Carlson to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return starts at the 3. This return makes it up to the 25. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He's trying another one deep. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Looking for the back that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. It just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Let's go now.
McCarthy to throw it. He has the first over the middle. At the 20. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings grow their lead just before halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right? Yeah. Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. You gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Back now, pressure on its way. He's throwing deep to the left side. That's complete inside the 35. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets making a one-score game before halftime. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. Pressure off left, and it's blocked. Ooh, and I think he envisioned this one going all the way back for two, but they're able to track him down and limit the damage to just that blocked kick.
I could feel the anger all the way up here, Kate. They did not like giving up the big play, the lengthy touchdown. And they decided to release a little bit of that frustration via the special teams. That juice, that energy, you could feel it overwhelmed there and led to the block.
Well, good news here. This is one kick that can't be blocked as he sends this away. Returning it from the 4. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They haven't caught him yet. And he'll go out of bounds, but not until he works this all the way down to the 14-yard line.
You know, Kate, it's fun talking to these elite kick returners over the years and how much they visualize. As they're sitting back there waiting for the kickoff return, they're visualizing, well, a house call. And there was some serious explosiveness from him on that one. He may not have gotten all the way to the house, but he's setting his offense up in the red zone, which is pretty darn good.
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Here's McCarthy to throw. Has the connection to Jones. He almost gets to the 5. He goes out at the 6.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Second and 3 now. Has the connection to Hawkinson. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. Touchdown, Minnesota. 3-touchdown game for the rookie. That's pretty good in your debut season, Brock. But then you look at the clock and you see, oh, wait, we still have a whole half of football to play.
Yes, when some of that psychology comes into play, don't just be satisfied. You can look at it one of two ways. I'm satisfied with what I've done, or you look at it and go, I got another half. I can throw 3 more of these babies.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. Back to throw. Here's Milton. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing now, off play action. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Throw on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Slot man motioned over.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
Milton back to throw. Throw right side, caught by Smith. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And doing what they can against the lead as it's back down to 12.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
He fields it from the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. 2 quarters to go from London Town, and here we go in our second half. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. They get to him before that return can amount to much, just beyond the 15-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or 2 ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Running back sent in motion left. From From the shotgun, McCarthy. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. Reichert on for the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Vikings go up by 19. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Let's go.
Throwing from the gun here. Finds a seam down the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Go now. 79 Broncos.
To throw, Milton. Caught, nice gain left side. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York. The Jets start the second half with some needed points. Carlson to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jets shave some of the lead. It's down now to 12. After seeing his point after blocked, he's got to stay out there and kick it off. Return coming from the 6. A little revenge there from the coverage team after they gave up a pretty nice return. They've got first down from the 31.
Go. Go.
Running right, this is Jones. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
70 rate. 70 rate. 70.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
He'll go quickly to the right. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1.
Let's go.
Here's Jones. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Trying again, following the sack. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position.
Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. And he'll bring it to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings make it a 3-possession game. J.J. McCarthy, the touchdown. His 5th total score this ball game. Record there to tack on the extra points. And the Vikings go up by 19. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
19 tight, 19 tight. Hurt, hurt. Come 19, come 19.
Milton now. Taken in by Smith. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Panther 11, Panther 11.
From the 34. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
3rd down, give to Hall. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
Nike, 18. Ring alert, ring alert. 18 left, 18 left. Let go.
Milton. That throw behind his intended target.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Here we go, set. 70 left.
Handoff running left. Here's Hall. And they bring him down around the 34. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Left thing, 19. 18, Pioneer. Go.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And they will score. Touchdown, New York. The Jets shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. If anyone is still doubting that this guy has an NFL caliber arm, Brock, add that to the list of highlights he can use in his defense. That was an NFL throw.
And gotta be such a confidence builder. Yes, the game is faster. Yes, the windows are smaller. But when you execute with precision, touchdowns can follow.
He's throwing for it. And no connection on the 2-point try. Trying to chip away at that lead, but just not able to figure it out there to take another 2 points off.
Yeah, every one of these calls at this juncture of the game tells a story, and right now that story being told is this crew is feeling the pressure trying to chip away at those points. Maybe a little over-aggressive, as now they're still down big.
He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, McCarthy. That's incomplete left side. Looking for Justin Jefferson on that throw. So 2nd down coming up.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. This finds Chark complete. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They just get the play off. He puts some power on a deep one left. And the big hitter will not be reeled in. That's incomplete, and that would have made for an impressive catch on our final play of the 3rd quarter. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
60 Bobcat! 60 Bobcat!
Man in motion here. McCarthy trying again on 2nd down. Chark there to haul it in.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
5 DBs out there for the Jets. 3rd down. Back to the air, McCarthy. That's caught for the 1st. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. They kick the running back in motion. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings make it a 3-score game in the 4th. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Vikings electing not to kick it. The offense staying out there. They're going for 2. McCarthy to throw it. And that's into the end zone, so they follow the touchdown by tacking on 2 more to their lead. Well, not the way they drew it up, partner, but when it works, who cares? They didn't defend the check down throw, and it's open for 2.
I can still remember one of my first red zone days way back when. Touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. Now, I know it's not a touchdown, but this check down, well, it was a valuable 2 points.
So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
60 by 6. Set. Cowboy 80. 79 Broncos.
Now Milton to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Ready up.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Back to 60. Back to 60. Go.
From the 36. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
Ready. Big.
Here's Milton. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And 4th and 4 coming up. Nice work by the defense on that drive, Brock, as it looks like they're going to get off the field here with a 3 and out.
You kept them from generating any sort of momentum to give this drive legs. We know offenses, they've got to see the chains move to get it going. But that forcible hit knocked the ball loose.
Desperation time here on 4th. That's cut beyond the marker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best. And you get to see how you handle the most pressure. And it turns out they handled it pretty darn well. And now they'll keep pushing.
He'll throw it yet again. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Milton back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, it's so common that we talk about quarterbacks flushing a negative play, but defenses have to do the same thing as well. When you give up a big play, you got to regroup, you got to calm yourself, and you got to know it's all about the next play. And delivering a sack like that certainly helps.
19 tight. Cut 19.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Ready, set.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Ready. Go street.
Putting a receiver in motion.
7 Pirates. Panther 11. Set, go.
3rd and long for him here. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Last name 19.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is cut. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? Gets him the first on 4th down.
19, Pioneer. Let's go. Dragon 60. Go.
Working inside the red zone. Finds his target, Hall. And that's a New York touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game. That's well done.
Jets lining up for another two-point attempt. Throwing now, Milton. And he can't connect with his man, so they tried for two, but it doesn't work out. Well, this one not quite over just yet. They've got 3 timeouts at their disposal, but really need to make the unexpected recovery here. And this is covered by the Vikings hands team. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Finds him on the crossing route. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings have likely locked up the win right there. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They're out and set. First and 10. Milton. This finds Smith. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Here's second and 2. Brought in right side. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. We've reached the 2-minute warning from London. Jets trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They're going play action. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
Second and 10 now. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Vikings get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
He put some juice on a deep throat. He's got it inside the 25. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings put up even more points in a win. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. One after try good by Reichert. And the Vikings grow their lead yet again. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
19 tight. 19 tight. Come 19. Come 19. Go.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw intended for Malachi Corley. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Ready, break. 70 Lions. Ready, big alert, big alert. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Ready.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The Jets take their 1st time out. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
They are throwing it again. This one is taken in by Tony. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. Second down now, 7 to go.
Tiger, 19 Tiger. Let's go.
From the 29. Got his target, it's Tony. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Ready. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Hunt.
From the red zone now. Has it in close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Still sticking with the passing game. And this is caught. Touchdown, New York! The Jets putting up points in a game decided. So once again, the Jets going for 2.
Right here.
And he is going to get in. That's going to cut a couple more off of that lead. Well, don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And this is covered by the Vikings hands team. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. He's going to push one deep down the right. He's got it inside the 10. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a first and goal. The timeout arrives with just 3 seconds remaining in this game, so we've got one more snap coming up. All right, one more snap to play here. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
This undoubtedly the final snap of what's already a decided contest. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. He's at midfield. He's at the 30. Gets the 10. And he takes it in for the touchdown. Great defensive effort late, even if this one's decided. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Yeah, you make a